Hello traders, Gary Wagner here just before 12 noon in Honolulu, 6 o'clock in New York. It is Tuesday, March 13th, 2018, and this is the Daily Report for gold and silver. Modest upside moves in the precious metals markets, with gold closing at $1326.80. That's a net change of $6 on the day, although it's a net change of about $3 from where we fixed it on yesterday's close. Silver up approximately 5 cents, closing at $16.59, and that is mostly due to a lower U.S. dollar, down about 16 points at 89.70. Now, U.S. equities sold off across the board with lower pricing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average just holding on by a hair to 25,000, closing at 25,007, down about 171 points, and a modest gain in Bitcoin up to 9,000 at 9,050 and 9,085 in both the CBOE and CME's futures exchange. Traders, today the announcement that Secretary of State Rex Tillerson will be departing, along with CPI data that came in along expectations and definitely lower than January's numbers, which came in at 0.5%, put moderate pressure on the U.S. dollar. We're looking at a daily U.S. dollar index chart, which is currently trading off about 14 points, 0.16% decline at 89.72. More significantly, when we look at this chart, we can see that the last 3 days have been defined by the fact that they have contained lower highs as well as lower lows, and on each of these days has closed lower. Now, considering that we have had this moderate decline in the dollar index, of course we would expect to see gold bidding higher on the day, and it is currently trading up about $5.60 at $13.26. However, when we look at the last 3 days of trading in gold, we can see that we're not getting the same kind of dramatic ascent in gold pricing than we saw as of the decline in the US dollar. Gold pricing has actually stayed fairly stable, trading within a defined range. Although it is trading higher on the day, most importantly, it is trading below its current 50-day moving average. And until we can see gold pricing effectively trade and close above the 50-day moving average, I have to remain with my current stance and forecast of neutral to lower pricing in gold. Currently, we have resistance, of course, at the 50-day moving average, and then again at the 23% retracement at about 1336. The sideways movement in gold pricing can be illustrated by looking at this weekly candlestick chart, in which we can see that over the last 3 weeks, gold pricing has pretty much remained stagnant, closing roughly in the same area for this period of time. Another thing that we can notice when we look at our weekly chart is that we are truly seeing a compression of range and have seen a series of higher lows as well as lower highs. And traders, as we look at silver this morning, it is currently trading up about 6 cents at $16.60. However, the most noteworthy characteristic of recent trading patterns is this tight and defined range in which the market seems to be unable to, on a closing basis, break above $16.65, nor close really effectively below approximately $16.35 to $16.30. Now, we do have highs and lows that extend above and below that range, but recently we have seen this market trade in a compressed range and still resides under both its 50 and 200-day moving average. At the same time, we talked about the fact the other day that there was a distinct possibility that we were going to see the 50-day moving average finally cross above the 200-day moving average, a necessary technical indicator that would clearly illustrate that we're moving from a sideways market to a bullish market. As of yet, we haven't seen it. When we take a look at the current moving averages, we can see that they are in essence at the same value, with both the 50-day and 200-day both at approximately 1682. Therefore, as far as silver goes, we also remain neutral to bearish for the short term. We are looking at a daily chart of the CBOE's single Bitcoin futures contract, which is currently trading up about $300 at 91.60. Although Bitcoin futures are currently trading below 10,000, this is the first time in the last 6 trading days that we have seen a green candle, and it seems as though the recent bearish sentiment, which was caused by comments made by the Securities Exchange Commission, which in essence underlined the need for cryptocurrencies to be registered by the exchange or to be exempt, has started to subside. The key right now is current resistance, which we are earmarking at approximately $300 per coin. And until we see Bitcoin have an effective close above that price point, we remain neutral to bearish and believe that we could see a further decline down to about $8,000 per Bitcoin. Traders, while I typically do not let my political opinion be known, President Trump spoke today and talked about a couple of things that to me were a bit alarming. We are now in an economic time where the economy is robust, and at the same time, we have the largest trade deficit we have had, and at the same time, our income is dramatically down due to tax cuts. He has proposed a military budget this year of $700 billion and next year of $715 billion, a massive buildup not seen since the time of President Reagan. But what is alarming to me is the fact that he mentioned 2 words today, Space Force, as he talked about the militarization of space. To me, that is extremely alarming, because the one thing that is a global community right now is space, and I believe it should be kept that way. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.